I am live.
It takes so much time we do this. Hi, everybody. If we're live, I can start. So it's the Annie and Mindy show. We're coming to you live from two sides of the world. I'm Mindy, and I'm talking to you from Tel Aviv, Israel. And my partner in crime.
And I'm Annie from Melbourne, Australia, on the other side of the world. Well, maybe we're on the same side. And welcome to the Annie and Mindy show. I'm looking down at the moment because I'm trying to see if so I can stream this. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm gonna share and do a watch. Yeah, I'm doing a watch party.
A watch party. Watch parties are fun. So I don't really know how to share it, which I would love to know how to do, but I don't.
Yes, you do. If you go into the, it should come up Annie and Mindy shows live.
Yeah.
And so once that pops up, then click the share button. And then when you go share, it says, how do you want to share it? And you can do watch party and click watch party and say something.
Oh, okay. So click watch party, start watch party. Okay. However that works, it's going to work. But now we're the AM PM show also. Annie and Mindy, AM and PM. And how do I shut this down?
That?
So anyway, we have really, really good news to share with you today. It's a really exciting day, mostly for my partner in crime, Annie, because Annie is publishing her second book this Saturday. So give it up for Annie. Woo!
Thank you.
Annie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this one's about?
So this book is called Ignite Love, and it's all about all things to do with love, whether it's to do with a partner, family member, with self. And there's 33 beautiful, or 34 authors. Well, actually, I think it's 35 with JB.
Wow.
That talk about their experience and all things relating to love. And it's really interesting because when you wrote your book, you know, remember you told me then they're looking for another author, so why don't you give them a call? But I completely forgot, and by the time I got to her, the book was closed. And then I said, oh, what a pity. And she said, well, but we do have another one called Ignite Love. And I go, oh, wow.
Perfect for you.
You know, it was like it was meant to be because, you know, I'm all things love. And seriously, like if you would walk around my house, it's like love, 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 love. Wherever you look, love. And I am so addicted to this thing, like wherever I go and I see little things, you know, with the word love,
love, yeah.
I buy them. Like like you get these secondhand stores. We got one here called the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And I walked past it, and there were 4 cubes with the letters LOVE on them, and they were like $4, so $1 per cube. And I went, okay, I have to buy it. And then I play around with the letters. And a few months ago, when I was doing my professional photos, the photographer was here, and he started to play around with the letters. And he was hanging them over, separating them. And then we started putting words to, meanings. Like, you know, like when it was separate, are you living a separate life, right?
Oh, wow.
And I said to him, so he's very creative. So he started brainstorming. I said, stop. So I videoed it. I said, now go.
Yeah.
So I've got this video with him doing all this, playing around with the things, and then I can do like a series of posts just with that exact thing. So
right.
Yeah, I'm all about love. It's coming out this weekend, so everybody can get them on Kindle. So it's really funny. Some people said to me, oh, we don't have Kindle. And they thought they have to buy Kindle. And I said, no, just download the app and then just buy the book for free and upload it on Kindle, right? Because after that, I'm not really sure what happens after that. So once it's not it's the free version is gone. So then the book is available. So I'm not really sure what happens after that. So people can just order it off Amazon.
It's an expensive book. It's something like $30-something American dollars. It's quite expensive because it's beautifully prepared. I mean, the cover, the paper, it's got gold trimming. It's really super invested in the book itself, the hard copy. So it's a great opportunity to buy it at, first of all, for the whole weekend, it's free. You know, you're free. You buy it, you click on buy, but the amount of money that you pay is zero for the book, which is really good. And then after that, I think now the book that I had, it's a collaborative book, which is really great. So when Nanny says it's with 34 other women, it's from 34 other women around the globe giving their perspective from their life stories about love. You know, what they have learned, what they've gone through, what realizations there are. So it's a really super empowering way to approach the subject, because you get 34 different points of view from real life experiences. This isn't theory. This is actual life, and it's coming from the heart of these women. So I'm really excited to read the book, Annie, and I can't wait for you to send it to me.
Thank you. I can actually send you the advance copy if you like. You have 1 day to make a review on it. But I read it to my son in half an hour today, so you know it was quick. But David is actually asking, what is Kindle? So Kindle is an app. It's where you can read. It's a reading app, right?
It's a reading app associated with Amazon. So you can download ebooks onto Kindle and store them there and read them there. It's a really fun app because see the bookcase behind me?
Yes.
You can store a lot more digital books in Kindle than you can on this little library that's behind me. And they don't collect any dust whatsoever. And it can save your place, and you can highlight your stuff. And it's really cool, Kindle. And it's a free app for reading books. Any kind of ebook you have. Matter of fact, when I get a PDF, if I download from the internet a book in PDF form, I actually send it to my Kindle so I can read it on Kindle, because you don't have to scroll up like you do in a computer in a Kindle app. You actually turn the page. You read one page, and you can put the sizes of the books, and you can flip it over to read each page. And it's really cool. But Andy, let's go a little bit into the content. I'd really love to hear from you about 2 things. One, what did you write about?
Okay, David just said on my iPhone. Yes, David, on your iPhone, and everybody else can have it on your iPhone, iPad.
And also tablets, also Samsung, Android. It's a free app. Oh, I'm surprised, David, that you don't know. But let's get into the juicy stuff. Away from this technical stuff, the juicy stuff. Tell me what you wrote about, and then how did it feel? I mean, what was the process like writing about it?
It's really interesting. Can you just bear with me a minute? My son is sitting in front of me, and he's fallen asleep sitting up, and he's going like this before he's going to fall over. I lie down for a minute. Thank you. He's been working really hard. He's been wonderful today. He's helped me with some admin. He's so good at it.
It's so much fun to work with your kids. Yay, Julian. Thank you.
He just likes to show his hand. Yeah. So what I wrote about was, it was interesting because I was going to write about this, about that. And 1 hour before I met with the first editor, I wrote the whole book.
Oh, wow.
And I kept on thinking about the words that Mac Newton told me all those years ago when I left his office for the second time. The first time was in 2013, but in 2014 when I left, he told me the 3 words: commitment to completion. And I've been thinking about those words for a while now, because I was committed to completing my certification and getting healthy and all of that. And then I kind of went, I was really good for a while. And then I started having coffee and cake and wine and all of that. And then menopause kicked in and I got a little bit bigger. And I thought, okay, I need to be committed again to my health. So that's what I wrote about. I wrote about being committed to me. And what did that mean? and being committed to finding love. But where do you find love? And what I realized is that I had to find love within myself, not in other people. So then so I didn't really go into juicy, nitty gritty bitty things. It's just different times of my life, like with my parents and then moving to Australia and being in a strange land and going to school and being bullied. But I didn't get into what kind of bullying. It's more like because it's not much that you can write in the amount of words that we were given to write.
Each chapter is something like 3,000 words.
Yeah, so I kind of just sat there. So I wrote about each situation and how it felt, and the feeling, and then how the search, that constant search, I was forever searching for something, and then my marriage and the breakdown of that, and getting married and having a baby, and then all the emotions that were coming with all those things, and still not being fulfilled, no matter what job I did, no matter what I did. But there was always something that wasn't fulfilling me until I met Blair, and then through Blair I met Max. So the two of them had a big hand in it, and then I saw, and then just how I've overcome that and through the journey. But I don't go into the nitty gritty. I just didn't think it was necessary. But it's really funny because then after that, when I read it, like every time I read it, every editing that I did with the 3 different editors, I would burst into tears, reading my own journey. But then I thought, oh, look, I kind of know all the background nitty gritty stuff, but it's not in a book. So I thought, will people actually find it interesting? Because there's no juice, what I would consider juice. It's more like up here.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think I'm just going to have to, this is my little voice. So our little voices take over. And then, we were supposed to send this to some people to read, and I didn't. And I didn't because I thought they're going to be bored with it. And I don't think I didn't want to hear that it's a boring chapter.
Wow.
Right? So this morning I was sort of telling Julian, and I've been feeling a little bit stressed about putting it out there. And every day I go to bed and I go, tomorrow I'll put it out there that I'm publishing a chapter in a book. Tomorrow.
Oh, Annie.
And the funny thing is, like, I started training with Mac again. And guess what he's been talking about for days?
Commitment.
Resistance. And what is resistance? And he said this thing that I actually did a video the other day about resistance. And he said this thing, he goes, we have 2 lives. He goes, one that we're living and the unlived one within us.
Ooh, that's interesting concept. What's that mean?
Yeah. So it means that there's things that we want inside of us, but we are not living it. And why? Because the resistance is in between.
Wow. And
then he talked about the different what's the word? Oh, just give me a moment. I have to think of the word. I can't come up with the word. I don't know. But the resistor, he goes, you can't see it. You can't see it. You can't touch it. You can't hear it, but you feel it, right? And resistance doesn't care about you, doesn't care who you are, doesn't care who anybody is. It just shows up.
Yeah.
And there's all these different things that it was just like, and it comes up when people, for artists for authors who want to write books, and there's a book inside of you, but you're resisting for writing it. I'm going, oh my God, yeah, that's me. I wrote it. I didn't resist. Well, I resisted writing it. Then I wrote it. And then I resisted telling people about it, right? And dancers and all musicians, they're not going to write that opera because they're scared, and entrepreneurial people will not start a business because they have resistance within them and all that. I'm going, oh my God. You see, why is he always saying something that's relevant to me?
Yeah, he says something that's relevant to everybody. Mac just puts it in your face. I even quoted him this week on in Women Leading into the Future. I'm talking about goals and goal setting. So I did a few quotes of Mac. He's just brilliant. Mac Newton from Newton Fitness in Scottsdale, Arizona, USA. Guys, check him out because he is the most amazing man.
And I tell you what, working out with him is just, I don't even look at the screen anymore because I know those exercises so well. And I just listen to his voice and I keep going and I'm concentrating. Like I told you, I think last week, I lost 4 centimeters around my waist in 2 weeks.
Amazing.
I told him yesterday, I said, can I have some yogurt? He goes, no. I said, no, can I have some yogurt with berries? He goes, you can have the berries, no yogurt. Oh, Christian Ravelli. I don't know who Christian Ravelli is.
Hey, Christian, what's up?
He says intuition. He's asking about intuition.
Maybe intuition is the word you're missing. Maybe intuition is the word you're missing.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't intuition. It was the description of resistance. Got a few points to it.
Well, look it up and put it in the chat later.
Yes, I will. So, or you can watch my video because I got it all down there. I've written it all down. But yeah, so it's really interesting. So, oh, Christian, sorry, he's Nancy's partner. Apologies, Christian. I know who you are. Sorry. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being on. Yeah. So, so now I'll just put it out there, and I haven't had a chance to thank everybody because I would like to thank everybody that commented, and people are so excited for me, so it's great. So this is where you go, next time I'm not going to do this. the next book I'm just going to go put it out there.
Yeah. Well, it's I think writing a book is a process. It's a very process. I mean, I talk about personal development process. You make yourself very vulnerable. It's, I think, the epitome of vulnerability, especially the kind of books that we're writing or we're telling our own story. It's like autobiographical, these books. So they tell a little bit about your life. Matter of fact, the first book we did together, creating what's it called?
Creating a life of possibilities against all odds.
Yes, creating a life of possibilities against all odds. That book, which is all the life story, you go from young age to where you are today, and you're putting something out there. And then the second book I also did with Ignite, like you did now, the Ignite Love, I did Ignite Changemakers. And also you're telling a little bit, that's something very personal. So the whole idea of getting into that point of what I am going to tell my story and expose myself. So the idea is, okay, you have to struggle with yourself, right? Because now I have to, which experience in my life is valid enough to put down in a book for people, which experience in my life is going to help and inspire somebody else. What part of my guts do I put out there on the plate to be exposed? So that's the first step, saying, okay, what story am I going to tell? Telling the story itself, I think, is really very lethargic, because once you get it out there and you start working it and editing it and talking to someone about the editing, it's like going to a therapist. You open up these things that are probably open loops in your life, and you're actually having an opportunity to explore them and close them, get resolution on them, because you're putting it out there, because these things are not even in our head, they're in our heart, and they're in our body, in our DNA, that are just held there in space. So it's a really great way to relieve. It's very cathartic to put it out there on a piece of paper. But then that's only between you and your editor, right? All the tears and discussion are with you and your editor. And then you come to a third place where, okay, now I've got to put it out there in the world for people to see, which is is, being very vulnerable. You're taking this vulnerability, this openness, and you are expanding it, with yourself, locally with someone else, and then globally. Oh my God, it's it's a big issue. I remember when I did my first, I've written already 3 books, and each one of them was that cathartic, wonderful, amazing process of digging deep inside and seeing what's important to come out that you actually want to share. It makes you very, very focused. And then sharing it was easier for me to share with strangers than to share with my family. The whole idea that my family would see this stuff, hear this stuff, I was uncomfortable with it. But in the end, I did share it with my family, as I shared it with everybody else. And it's interesting, I got much more response from strangers or from teammates than my family. I don't even think my family, they read my stuff at all. Congratulations. And then when I asked to download it and support in the launch, it doesn't work. I can't do it. It's this, it's that. It was really very interesting process in my face. So,
well, I read it to Julian this morning and I cried through the whole thing. And I think, I think when you write a book and you're constantly in it, and I spoke to a friend of mine, to a dear friend of mine, Shelley, today, who is an author of fiction books. And they out there, she is amazing. Ever since I've known her, like, she's a wordsmith, right? And she was just saying to me, she goes, well, Annie, she goes, when you're in it, and you're constantly rewriting and editing and all of that, you just go, you're over it. So then when you stay away from it for a while and then you read it again, you go, did I write that? That's pretty cool. So that's what happened to me today, because I said to Julian, I'm so nervous about this. I said, would you mind if I read it to you? And I read it. I was bawling my eyes out through the whole thing, going, oh my God, and I kept feeling the journey that I've been through in the last, God knows how many years, 10 years, the real journey of self-discovery, and I know where I'm at now. And it's just so wonderful to know that I've gone through all that pain right through life to be where I am today, which is, I am content. Yeah, I'm a stress head. That's just me, right? So, something happens, I'm like, and then I have a big cry, and then I call one of my coaching friends or coaches or whatever, and then they coach me through it. And I call my sister, who's my voice of reason, and she's like a captain, and she goes, Annie, this. I'm like, okay. And by the time I hang up from her, I'm going, and what was I worried about? Like, well, we call her Herr Capitan, which she loves that title, right? But it's just really where I'm sitting deep inside. I want everybody to be there. And that's what I wrote in a book, is that I want everybody to have that sparkle in their eyes. And when they laugh, to laugh wholeheartedly, and to live a life to the fullest. So then when the time comes, there's no regrets. The last thing you want is to be in that moment and go, oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to, because I don't have that now.
Oh, beautiful.
I'd love to do more things. I'd like to go here, to go there. I'd like to fall in love again. I'd like to, perhaps see where my career can take me. And, like my idea, my big, hairy, audacious goal is to have an institute of relationships down the track. What does that look like? In my vision, it looks like so and so and so and so, but I don't know what the reality will be like. However, that would be amazing to reach that. But if I don't, knock on wood, but if I don't, it's okay, because I have the feeling of what's possible, right? But I've done so much in my life, and so many transformations and breakthroughs, that I'm at peace.
That's so wonderful. Green zone, baby. Woo!
Yeah, thank you. And then in the book I wrote, so all these trials and tribulations actually directed me towards what my calling is, towards what my purpose, my mission, my vision, all of that. And it's to work with people on their relationships, couples and it starts with the individual. So, and then I sort of had, like how you write that your ignite moment.
Yeah.
And I've got 10 points there of which were the key things for me over the years that I discovered. And once and I'm living those all the time.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. Now there is, I think, 4 or 5 guys in the book.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I actually met one of them. His name is Dionysius, but I cannot pronounce his surname because it's like Greek and long. And we had a laugh about it. But we've been talking, and it's been so cool. And he's helped me with some stuff, and then I helped him with his relationship. And I just told him to do the love languages quiz. And so he went off to see his girlfriend who's in Dubai, and he's in Denmark.
Oh,
and
wow.
He's from Greece and she's from Albania or Armenia, right?
Global.
Right. And it's from the conversation that he was saying to me, I kind of figured out what his love language is and what hers is. And I said, but can you just do the questionnaire? I nailed it. I was so excited. I'm going, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what's happening. So then we had another call because he did all these lovely videos for the Ignite book, which I'm going to post another one later today. And we had a bit of a chat about that. And then I discussed with him the love languages, and he went, oh.
Nice.
So when you look at your journey and how you got to where you're at now at this age, it's like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Right?
Listen, one of the things that we learn in the Blair Singer Training Academy that Blair's taught us, so that he got from Bucky Fuller, right? From Buckminster Fuller, is about procession. When you are going towards something, your goal, whatever it is, it's your institute, it's writing the book, it's helping people, it's whatever it is, it's working on your health, right? But you're working on your health. There is a ripple effect is actually the bigger picture. What comes out of that action, we call it at 90 degrees, right? The ripple effect, what comes out of that action is actually the gold. So like when we went with, and there's a lot of examples here just in your story, when we wrote the book, The Changemakers, Ignite Changemakers, and you wanted to join that, you took action towards writing the book, but then processionally you got into another book that is really up your line because you are all about love.
Yes.
So, and then you write that, and think about the procession of writing that book, or when you talk about your work with Mac, you're actually working on your health. But processionally, look where you are today as a person. You're content and happy, which has to do with your health, but doesn't have to do with your health. It's a processional activity that happened of you working on a certain aspect that just had a ripple effect in your life and brought you to where you are today. And it could be with good things and also with bad things, that there is procession. If you take it and work through it and go on with it and be focused, things are going to happen. And those things are actually what creates the magic in your life.
Yes. Thanks for that, Mindy. And it made me actually think I want to write my book.
Wow.
My book, just my story. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, but I already wrote a book that has my story in it. Why would I do another one? And then I go, well, because possibly there's more to write in there, or I don't know, but I'd love to have my own biography kind of thing.
Wow.
But I feel there's something else that needs to happen in my life for that book to be complete. So I'm waiting for that. So I think when I climb Kilimanjaro again, I want to keep a journal while I'm on that mountain, because I think stuff's going to come up.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
It's now that, July is our anniversary, because all the groups that climb Kilimanjaro climb them in July. So July is our anniversary. It's my first year, 1 year anniversary.
And all the pictures are coming up. For me, it's for 4 years in a row, those pictures have been coming up.
It's just amazing to reconnect with the mountain and the team of the people that went up the mountain together. We should actually do a call, right, just on that, on Kilimanjaro, because a tribute to Kilimanjaro and what Kilimanjaro has contributed to our lives. Amazing.
That would be great. Do you know, those of us that got together, we should like Sarah Singer and Blair and you and Claudia and me and whoever else wants to join us that has climbed Kilimanjaro, and we should write a book. I mean, I think Blair's writing one now.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is writing a book about his journey since he started climbing Kili.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Leadership. Yeah, I think it's a leadership book, which is wonderful.
Wonderful.
I look forward to it. I think in one of our calls, one of global calls, in one of our calls, he actually read a part of it.
Really? Wow.
Not the global call. I think it was in a level 2 call. In one of the calls, he actually read a bit from it. It was nice.
Wow. I think we should do.
He got choked up.
I can't. If Blair's writing a book about it, we shouldn't do that. But we could get on to a Zoom call. We can make a Zoom call with everyone we know that's climbed the mountain and have contribute to Kilimanjaro kind of call.
That would be that would be really great. What a great idea, Mindy. Do you want to send a message, or I'll send a message? Send a message to Kevin and Blair and say, why don't we get together? Because that would be really great they could have some nice testimonials within the video, and they could use it for marketing next year.
That's a great idea. And we could have fun getting together, just getting a tribe together, everyone who's done it, to talk about the mountain, to get back to that place. What could be better now in COVID, right? We're stuck, and to be that big, to go back to the bigness of the mountain. Well, I think that's a good thing to do.
Send an email, or you will?
You can send a mail. That'd be great.
I'll send a
message.
I'll send a message. I think that
if they want us to organize it to help with getting it together, reaching out, we can do that also. But yeah. So Annie, I think this is it for the Annie and Mindy show today. We did a good job. Half hour has gone by. I wish you luck on your book. I can't wait for you to send me the copy so that I can read it prior to the launch, because I want to write a review already on your chapter as soon as possible. And the launch of the book is on this Saturday. So everybody, we'll post the link here once Annie gives it to me. We'll post the link here, and everyone who can go into Friday, Saturday, Sunday to download it. It is free of charge because of the launch. Download it and enjoy it. Matter of fact, I'm still reading the Ignite Your Change Makers, because the book, the paragraphs are really short. So every day in my miracle morning, I read another story of one of these amazing women, and I've learned so much. So great.
Yep.
Have a good weekend.
Well, sorry, I'm making a note here just to remember to send a message to Kevin and Blair, and that I think he'd love that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a great idea.
See you, everybody. See you next week with whatever we're going to talk about next week.
Bye for now.
See you, everyone. Bye.